Go, it's a bug, kill it. Ugh, there we go. All right, didn't kill it. You know why? It's in a hunk of plastic. This guy I got about 20 years ago. You could tell it's a bug. It's a beetle. It's not a beetle, it's a beetle. And do a little quick measurement for you guys on this. So what kind of beetle is this? It's a big beetle. 2.5 inches long. And kind of an interesting color. It is 6 centimeters long. So what it is, it's a Asian longhorn beetle. Asian longhorn beetles are an invasive species in North America and parts of Europe. They're also known as the starry sky beetle or just the sky beetle. You can kind of see by the markings on its back, it looks kind of like a blue sky with black stars. It was first introduced to North America in 1996, being found in the continental United States. I'll bring up a map here. You can actually see some of the areas where it has been found. It has been found in Ontario, Massachusetts, New York, New Jersey, Ohio, and Illinois. So pretty widespread little guy. Good news is about these ones is they're under control. They're not spreading out of control. The threat they pose, really more than anything, is a threat to our lumber industry. So here's a close-up of my little friend. Not exactly the friendliest looking beetle, but not the scariest looking either. It's kind of interesting. So the threat that these guys pose to our lumber industry is the fact that they are a boring species. Not boring as in uninteresting, boring as in they dig into wood. So how does that work? So the first picture here, you can see somebody's pointing to a small notch in the bark of a tree. That notch has been chewed out by this little guy. His mouth here does a lot of little work. I don't know how, but he chews that out. There you can see his mouth. Hopefully you know mouths are usually on this end up here where the head is. So there you can see his mouth. So what he does is he bites through the bark into the softer layer and lays one or two eggs, or she, not he. It's a, well, I don't know. Maybe they can. I never really asked. So they chew these little holes and they lay one or two eggs. Now the problem is they can lay one or two eggs a day for their entire life. And their lifespan is, I think, approximately 8 weeks. So when it gets into en masse, on the next photo here, you can see how much damage they can do to a single tree. This thing looks like it has the chicken pox or something. I don't know, but it definitely doesn't look good. So what's happening there is once they lay the eggs in that little divot, they hatch into what you can see as larvae, or some people will call them pupa. I call them maggots. And they bore deeper and deeper into the wood to get nutrients and survive off of it and grow. The next photo is the terrifying photo that looks like it's from outer space, some sort of H.R. Geiger nightmare, of the pupa getting ready to emerge from underneath the bark. And once they emerge, they're ready to mate almost immediately, and the whole cycle starts over, and they grow at an exponential rate. Not the friendliest species in the world. Here's a nice side shot for you guys of my little friend. Now, the amount of damage they can do is actually quite amazing. They can pretty much bore into any tree, but ash, poplar, maple, elm, those are all really common trees for them to dig into. And it's estimated that if left unchecked, they would do $69 billion worth of damage in North America alone. So that's a lot of damage for a little bug. Like I said, they've been pretty much all eradicated. They still do pop up. They're coming in primarily on loading pallets from Asia. They're, like I said, a wood-boring species. So if the wood's untreated, they can totally survive the trip. No problem. They're a fairly hardy species. China has a rather temperate, or Asia has a rather temperate climate, much like Canada. I mean, there are ranges that get pretty cold, but it's a welcoming environment here in North America. Long and short, if you see one of these guys here, make sure you take a photo, grab them if you can, and report it, because the only way to keep these species under the control is to stay right on top of them and make sure they don't grow any further. Hope you guys found this interesting, a little disgusting, and learned a little bit of something. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again with another short.